Llama 4 Scout, Llama 4 Maverick. They sound like rocket ships or superheroes, but apparently they're AI models. What's the deal here?
Yeah, they do give off that vibe, don't they? But it's actually pretty big news. These are Meta's newest large language models designed to handle text, video, images, and even audio. They're calling them multimodal because they work across all these formats.
Wow, so super versatile. But let's be honest, Ryan, is this just a flashy rebrand, or is there something real here?
It's more than rebranding. What's interesting is that Meta's making these open source. They're actively trying to get developers worldwide to adopt and frankly improve them. But, and this is a big but, they've had performance issues before.
Ah, yes, the fine print. Like underperforming in reasoning and math compared to OpenAI's models, right?
Exactly. Those benchmarks didn't paint a great picture earlier, but it seems Meta's doubling down on investing $65 billion, kind of doubling down, to catch up and maybe even lead in the long run.
Okay, so Meta's throwing money at the problem. Typical tech move. But speaking of using AI in cool ways, I saw that demo by Microsoft, with AI generating frames for Quake 2 in real time. That feels like sci-fi turned real.
Totally. It's part of their Copilot Gaming Experiences initiative. Here, instead of just porting older games, which can be slow and expensive, the AI dynamically renders everything as you're playing.
Whoa. Frame by frame as you play? That's...
Yeah, exactly. It's incredible. And it opens up a new world for preserving games we thought were long outdated, making them accessible in more affordable and innovative ways.
Leave it to Microsoft to make nostalgia futuristic. I mean, we're talking about reshaping how players engage with classics. But let me pivot here. Elon Musk. We gotta talk about him and his AI company scooping up X.
Elon. Yeah, his move to acquire X, formerly Twitter, through XAI is strategic. Social media platforms generate massive data that can act as fuel for AI models. By owning X, Musk has a real edge in grabbing new AI training data while stabilizing its finances.
But stabilizing, really? The platform's been, well, chaotic recently. What makes this a rescue instead of, like, another ambitious Musk project that people shrug at later?
Fair point. But X still has ad revenue and Musk sees its untapped potential. Plus, XAI, rapidly gaining traction, is building one of the largest AI data centers in Memphis. He's serious about infrastructure to fuel XAI's growth.
Fascinating. So it's not just hype. There's a practical, almost urgent need to scale up. All right, tell me this. When will we see tangible changes from these giant AI models? So speaking of big changes, Ryan, let's shift gears to AGI, Artificial General Intelligence. The big dream, right? OpenAI's Sam Altman says we're almost there, but François Chollet's over here like, hold up, not so fast. What's the real story?
Yeah, it's this epic tug of war right now. On one side, you've got Altman claiming their latest AI models are edging closer to AGI, systems that can adapt and reason like humans across various tasks. And on the other, Chollet's basically saying that's not intelligence, it's advanced mimicry.
And then he throws down these tests, right? The ARC AGI 2, what's the deal with that?
Exactly. The ARC AGI test was Chollet's way to separate true reasoning from just pattern recognition. OpenAI's models actually did pretty well, scoring at human levels, but then came ARC AGI 2, a tougher version, and their scores dropped drastically. It's like raising the bar to see if AI is as good as it seems.
Okay, so skepticism lives. But here's my question. If these models can't fully reason yet and struggle with tougher tests, why is everyone still hyped about AGI?
Well, part of it is the vision. AGI represents this idea of machines thinking independently, handling tasks we haven't trained them for. Plus, companies like OpenAI are marketing progress as almost inevitable, even if it's not really here yet.
Marketing. It's the universal shortcut to optimism.
Exactly. But let's bring in another angle here, Dr. Teddy Lazebnik. He's been managing some fascinating experiments simulating AGI within biomathematical models, and even he says we're, well, kind of fooling ourselves if we think general intelligence is just around the corner.
Wait, why's that? Like, what did he find?
He talks about how, even in controlled settings, simulating AGI stretches our resources to the limit. Computational power, memory, all of it. And the outcomes, still nowhere near the kind of adaptability you see in human reasoning. It's humbling, honestly.
So, we're not even close. But at the same time, it feels like there's this whole public obsession with AGI. Is it just the sci-fi dreams bleeding into reality?
Pretty much. People want to believe in AGI. It's the ultimate tech breakthrough, the stuff of movies. And sure, Altman's optimism fuels that excitement. But like Chollet and Lazebnik would probably say, we need to keep our feet on the ground here.
Agreed. Otherwise, we're just setting ourselves up for disappointment, right? All right, Ryan, speaking of how advancements in AI can be a double-edged sword, let's talk about these AI-generated videos from China targeting US tariffs. I mean, dancing robots mocking Trump's policies? What even is that?
Yeah, it's something, right? China's using AI to create these satirical videos like animations of struggling consumers and robots named tariff self-destructing instead of enacting policies. It's a very bold way to critique US trade measures.
It's bold, but it's also kind of genius. Like, who would have thought AI could be a propaganda tool to reshape global narratives?
Exactly. It's not just about entertainment, it's geopolitics. AI isn't just crunching numbers anymore. It's actively being used to sway opinions and fuel debates on global trade.
Right. And if you think about it, this kind of media punches up the stakes of AI adoption. It's no longer just about who has the best model. It's about influence, persuasion, power.
Totally. But speaking of power plays, let's bring it home to the US tariffs. These new import duties are throwing real wrenches into big tech's AI expansion plans. Companies like Alphabet and Microsoft are being forced to rethink their massive infrastructure projects because of the skyrocketing costs of importing tech equipment.
Yeah, I read about that. Tariffs as high as, what, 34%? That's brutal. I mean, you'd think AI companies with all their billions could just absorb that.
You'd think. But the reality is, AI infrastructure isn't cheap to build in the first place. When costs spike this much, it forces companies to either postpone projects or scale them way down. And that has ripple effects everywhere, from delayed technological advancements to fewer opportunities for smaller AI startups.
It's like everything's bottlenecked. And on the flip side, we've got Foxconn just rolling in AI demand dollars. $1.64 trillion revenue this quarter? That's wild.
Yeah, they're thriving thanks to surging demand for AI products. They've outperformed even their own projections, especially in cloud and networking hardware. But here's the kicker: revenue from traditional electronics like iPhones is pretty much flat compared to last year.
Oof. So the AI boom is balancing out their stagnation elsewhere.
Exactly. It's a tricky balance for manufacturers. They need to keep innovating in AI hardware while not completely sidelining legacy product lines. All this while navigating geopolitical tensions like US China trade issues that could disrupt production at a moment's notice.
It feels like every headline about AI is either groundbreaking progress or a massive roadblock. There's no in between.
That's the nature of the beast, isn't it? AI is evolving so fast, and the stakes, economic, political, ethical, are just as high. Every breakthrough shakes things up, but so does every obstacle.
And maybe that's what makes it all so fascinating. We're watching this push and pull, this constant recalibration of power, all through the lens of AI. Wild times, Ryan. Wild times.
Absolutely. And as much as things feel unpredictable, one thing's for sure: AI is reshaping our world in real time. We're not just spectators, we're part of the story.
And on that note, that's all for today, folks. Great having you here. See you next time.